Hello everybody, Neo Life here. I want you guys to take a good look at this spot and at the same time do a prayer with me first before we start this video. Thank you very much for Neo 100. Thank you very much for Neo 100. Thank you very much for Neo 100. Alright, now we pray to Buddha for 3 times, thank them for $100 per share for Neo. I can introduce you to the scene and finally start talking. Yeah, you probably have noticed this is no longer PKK. Nope, that is not PKK anymore. For those who know Thailand very well, you should know instantaneously where we are. For those who don't know, you're gonna figure it out slowly in this video. Alright. Hello everybody, Neo Life here. So the reason I came here is because I want to make a prayer to the Buddha here at a very powerful point. This is one of the most powerful points here in Thailand as well. So it's always good to pray. Now to the real topic, Neo 100. Why I made my last video, why I'm making this video now, and what is the mission statement of this entire channel. Believe it or not, the last video you watched, and thank you very much for everybody who watched my previous videos, particularly the very last one. There's a reason why I put on that video a Neo 100 thumbnail on it, and no other video I've made so far has had any thumbnails whatsoever. And the reason is very simple. Everything you have watched so far serves only one purpose only, to tell you who are we doing? Gosh. Now see, this is the problem. When I don't have a script, I'm in a new place, and I'm making up whatever I want to say on the spot. Sometimes I misspeak, but I don't want to cut this out of the video because it's not authentic. I'm not one of those people doing 1,000 cuts and kill you by 1,000 cuts, basically. Alright, let me try to do it one more time. The reason I made my video so far is for one simple purpose, is to introduce myself, first of all, demonstrate competency. This is very important, because in financial influencer scene, the first and the foremost thing you need to create is your reputation. And I did have 8 years track record on YouTube for promoting cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash, but it does not transfer at all to this particular topic of Neo shares. Therefore, I had to restart from scratch. That's the reason my first video still only have less than 100 views, even though it's only from 4 months ago. So maybe at this point, I can ask you for a favor, and please, if you can, go watch all my other previous videos and see if you can help me to boost the popularity of the channel that way. Also, every single video I've made so far serves a particular purpose. Therefore, it's not going to waste your time. Everything I've made is to either demonstrate my knowledge in the car business or my experience in the financial world, or a combination of both. And last but not least, the entire trip to China was for just one purpose only: underground research, reporting from reality instead of looking everything from a telescopic lens. And now we have finished the starting phase of this channel. Now we have established ourselves as the #1 fastest growing YouTube channel covering Neo shares. And thank you very much for your comments, because your comments directly helped to establish this fact. So now we can actually start doing what we need to do, which is recruitment. Yes, believe it or not, this is a recruitment business. Who are we recruiting? We are in theory recruiting anybody who has a brokerage account that has access to Neo shares. That's it. So anybody who can potentially invest in Neo is a potential candidate for recruitment. Now, why is this important? Because in 2025, fundamentals don't matter. Let me just repeat one more time for those people who still don't understand this. Fundamentals do not matter a bit. If you don't believe me, just look at the share price of Tesla. Enough said. That's it. So what matters, and the only thing that matters, is social media influence, mindset, mind share, and future prospect of an investment. And to do that, you need to stand out. And this is the reason I travel around the world, to stand out. I'm not in front of a green screen to tell you that this is an alternative lifestyle you can enjoy, particularly as a man, even in his 50s. So you can travel around the world, you can enjoy financial freedom, and at the same time, you can do it for a good cause. Yes, I truly believe promoting NIO as a bulletproof investment to $100 per share is doing a good cause. You don't believe me? Just read the comments. See how many people are now supporting me compared to the people who are against this channel. Particularly since the last 30 days, I noticed I have virtually no haters left. And I didn't chase them away. Don't forget, every single hater I ever received on my channel, I always welcome with open arms, because end of the day, they increase my social engagement score. And because of that, it is not a problem at all for someone to hate on me. And all I want to do is have a logical, basically a logical argumentation with any haters. And if I do that correctly, then the haters can be turned into, let's say, fans of the channel. And I believe I've done quite a few already. I receive messages all the time saying, oh, I'm happy that I found your channel, because now you opened my eye to the opportunity in NIO. Everything you talked about is actually true. So this is not new to me. I truly believe this is a good cause we are promoting here. Now back to the NIO share price. One of the reasons I made my last video the way I did is to prime the algorithm to truly listen to what I have to say. Because the last video, I believe, truly demonstrated one thing, is that the algorithmic trading is fully in tune with the opinions of the market leaders. And I'm talking about not the price market, I'm talking about opinion market. Yes, there's a social score for every opinion leader, and your social media presence and influence is judged based on your ability to promote and to influence. And the price association, the price movement association, together with your promotion, is directly reflected in the share price. So I just want you to understand this is very normal. You know what? I'm gonna turn the camera around and give you guys some enjoyment of the scenery, because just looking at my face, it's gonna be super boring, right? That's better. This is like a virtual travel log. Yeah, so we are in the city of Nong Khai, and that is the mighty Mekong River, separating between Laos on the other side and Thailand on this side. It's a beautiful spot, and I came here for prayer and also for the purpose of crossing the border. So next video, you're gonna watch me coming from Laos, and potentially by the time you are watching this video, I'm already in Laos. So you'll see I have a reason to go there. I will not disclose it yet. However, here is the beautiful thing about my channel. I can promote NIO from anywhere in the world, but I choose to travel at the same time while making the most out of the time we have together. You, my viewer, and my comrades in arms, let's call it that way, to borrow a term from the communists. We have a common goal here. Our goal is simple: get NIO to $100 per share, or we will not stop pushing. And to do that, we have to promote NIO as the only viable long-term solution for sustainable transportation worldwide. And why do I say that? It's because it is the truth. Once you scale up the economy, the only way, the economy in electric cars, the only way to really optimize your resources is actually making every battery swappable. Yes, every single battery swappable. And I give you the perfect reason why. If you look around this country here in Thailand, a lot of people are driving around motor scooters. Yet, nobody's driving around in electric motor scooters. However, in other countries like Thailand, in Taiwan or China and so on, they have a lot of motor scooters. However, they are all electric. And the reason is because a lot of them are actually deploying swappable batteries for the scooters. And what is good for scooters is also good for electric cars. Because swappable batteries slow down your degradation and accelerate your time that you need to get a recharge. Here's a beautiful hotel, by the way. This is a riverfront hotel. Probably costs 2,000-3,000 baht a night. I'm not staying in here because I want to authentically experience the life of a Thai. So my budget of traveling is actually very low compared to most other foreigners. It also gives me the opportunity to extend my potential lifespan in the space of NIO. Basically, when you have a low cost of living, you can keep doing what you do for as long as you want. And guess what? The quality of life is not directly correlated to cost of living, believe it or not. All right, I'm going to swap that around again. So here, what I want to show you guys is if we promote NIO correctly, there will be more and more people join the movement in the exponential fashion. Exponentially, which means people who enjoy this channel, enjoy the content on the channel, will tell other people about it. One person tell two, two tell four, four tell eight, and so on. And therefore, it is inevitable that sooner or later, everybody will hear about this. The opportunity in NIO. Okay, let's hope the transition in lighting is going to be okay. I'm entering a market. I have a motor scooter here waiting for me. Here is the indoor market. I haven't gone through here yet. My motor scooter is over there. I'm going through the market for the first time, like you guys. Okay, now NIO share price has not taken out the $5 yet. Why has not done it yet? Very simple reason. Because number one, I was away for a week on YouTube. Yeah, I know. A lot of you are going to say, crazy, you arrogant a-hole. How can you say that? One person with a simple YouTube channel cannot have such a big impact on the share price of a company that's trading at $10 billion market valuation. By right, the financial institutions in Wall Street should have bigger influence. I will tell you, yes, you will be right 20 years ago. Look, yeah, that's the dude with a camera in hand and influencing a $10 billion investment worldwide. Yeah. So, you'll be right 20 years ago. Not today. Unfortunately, not today. I learned the lesson the hard way. I learned my lesson actually with the Tesla shares, believe it or not. I was one of the first people investing in Teslas because I foresaw the high potential for Tesla. And I got in at less than $15 pre-split per share. And I sold all my shares before it reached $40 per share. And I thought I was an amazing investor and I'm great at this. In reality, I did not understand. I truly did not understand the influence and the importance of social media ever since Tesla came onto the scene. And today, the whole world is out there to influence each other. Either you get influenced or you influence others. It is your personal choice. This choice is not made for you, it is made by you. And the fact that you're watching me still, even though I'm 10 minutes in, tells you all you need to know. So, why is somebody with a simple camera in hand has more power on the share price of a $10 billion company than all the hedge funds out there? The reason is very simple. All the investment funds out there, they can influence the price of NIO maybe for a minute, maybe for an hour, not for a year or 2 or 10 years. Why? Because algorithms who listen to trading signals only make decisions based on nanoseconds, micro expression of the market, let's call it that way. But in reality, the long-term goal is set by people like us. And if we can convince enough people that the long-term investment goal for NIO is $100 per share, then we're going to plant this idea into as many people as possible. And when enough people have this idea, do you know what happens? What happens is that magically we're shrinking the available shares for short selling and for cheap buying. We're shrinking those numbers tremendously. Let me give you a very direct example. I want you to imagine NIO does not have 2 billion shares. I want you to imagine NIO has only 100 shares. Yes, just 100 shares. How would you play the game? Imagine you try to get to the company that has only 100 shares and you want to push the share price of this company with just 100 shares from $5 to $100. How would you do it? Yes. Does this make it easier? It is a lot easier as a mindset if you understand that if you put this thing into a simplified version, you will understand the true genius behind my plan. Okay? It looks very simple. A dude on the internet promoting share price of NIO to $100 per share. He is only one person. How can he have such a power? Now, imagine we don't have 2.1 billion shares. Imagine we only have 100 shares. And of the 100 shares, 15 shares are borrowed and sold short. Then 35 shares are in the long-term shareholders account that is unavailable whatsoever to anybody. What would you do? So 15 shares are gone to short sellers. 35 shares are gone to long-term holders. That means only 50 shares out of 100 shares are available for trading. Now those 50 shares are spread out into the hands of 50 people. I just want you to imagine. How many people do I need to convince that NIO can go to $100 per share before it happens? If your answer is 50 people, you are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Why? If you convince all 50 people that share price will go to 100, do you know what happens? The share price will no longer go to 100. Instead, it will probably go to 1,000. Because all 50 people has a unified opinion, not a single person will be selling. Therefore, all it takes is just one buyer who wants to buy one share, and the guy who says, oh, I believe this share will go to 100 straight. I'm not selling at all. And if I know nobody else is selling, and all you need is one buyer in the market and only one seller in the market who believe the share price can go more than 100, suddenly magically the price will explode upwards like crazy. Therefore, you don't need to convince 50 out of 100 people that the share price goes to 100. To achieve $100 per share, all you need to convince is about 20 people out of the 50 people who actually have the shares. And the reason is because as soon as you have 20 people convinced it goes to 100, magically what happens is the share available is no longer 100, the share available is 50, and of the 50, if 20 out of 50 believe it will go to 100, that means almost half of the available shares is suddenly disappeared. And that means all the buyers can buy is to fight over the remaining 30 shares. And those 30 shares is not going to be available for a low price. They will go to 20 first. Some people will sell at 10. Some people will sell at 20, some people will sell at 40, and a lot of them will say, oh, it looks like the original prediction is correct. Because we're having a dynamic situation here. When people start to see the price go from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, what do you think how strong my case for 100 becomes? Because right now, you can still argue, say I'm just talking bullshit, right? You're just arguing and saying I'm talking bullshit. But by the time we get to $10 per share or $20 per share, suddenly everybody will go back and refer to all this video I made since March this year, and everybody will understand it was not a random event. It is a calculated event that has a lot of impact on the market, and therefore it makes my channel even stronger in influencer score than anybody else. So, what does it mean? It simply means this. Let me turn this back again. Okay, everybody. It simply means that as long as the share price can break through the $5 per share, I receive more credibility. And the more credibility I receive in my channel, the higher price it will go. And once we get to $10 per share, my credibility basically also doubled. It doesn't just double with the share price, it also doubles with the subscriber numbers. And therefore, it's just a matter of time until everybody will be convinced that $100 per share is inevitable. When would that happen? I don't know, but I can tell you at what price point that will happen. Once we reach $50, $60 per share, magically most people will agree that the share price will go to 100, because by then the share price has already done 1 times doubling from 5 to 10, 2 times doubling from 10 to 20, 3 times doubling from 20 to 40. All we need is 3 times consecutive doubling, then the 4th doubling is almost inevitable, because by then all the algorithm would have been trained completely 100% on the channel that will not stop making video until we get to $100 per share. My biggest worry right now is not that we can't get to $100 per share. No, not at all. You know what's my biggest worry? My biggest worry is that everyone will be angry with me because I will stop making video at $100 per share. That is my biggest worry right now. Because once we get to $100 per share, the army standing behind us is going to be the biggest amount of ever retail investors NIO has ever seen. And if I magically stop making video at $100 per share, everyone will call me a pumper and dumper. I can already predict that. It's not that hard to predict. Everyone will say this guy is just a pump and dump guy, regardless how difficult it was for me to make the share price to go to $100 per share. Everyone will say, prove to me that you are sincere by pushing the price to 200, 300, 400, whatever. Because magically people think that if this guy, what you are watching, he can make the share price go to 100, then surely he can make the share price go to 200, right? And then we will receive more subscribers and supporters than ever before. However, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. So I want to establish this fact right away, from day one, for the OGs among us. For the OGs who follow me from the day one, please understand, my goal is only $100 per share right now. I usually don't change my goals, because once I have reached one goal, I have 10 other goals in other areas I need to reach. And my life is more than just about making money. If it's just about making money, I achieved my life goal long time ago. Very, very long time ago. Okay? So, I want you to understand that this entire action with NIO going to 100 is to create an everlasting legacy in the social media environment. Not just for me, but for anybody else who I care about. So, I just want to emphasize one more time. $100 per share is where we're gonna go. But I truly cannot promise you I will continue after 100. Okay? This is the point. I hope you understand. And this is a great closing shot as well. Let me take my backpack off. And for the sharp eye, I'm gonna close my video here. I hope you understand. No comments. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.